What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Oxygen Not Included Cesspool. So, this is going to be our best run yet, guys. We're doing great. We got our battery system stored up. We got our power system stored up. We're working. We just got a Draco farm going. We're going to pause and let these guys roam around. I'd say within about 10 to 15 cycles, we'll probably have glossy Dracos starting to come, which is going to be awesome. Let's see here. This guy, what's he at? 16% chance for glossy. We'll probably, the first couple will probably just be regular Draco eggs, which we've already got one right there, which is going to be pretty cool. I need to set these to a limit of 6. Auto wrangle turned on, and copy that setting to all of these. That way they don't feel crowded and keep reproduction rates pretty high. This episode, we're going to start exploring. We're going to start sending our dupes out to start digging and cleaning out spaces. Algae is what we need the most of right now until we start getting that system going, because we're down to 13 tons of algae. On the bright side, we've almost got all the suits filled up, which means these will start filling up and storing. But we need to start going out, exploring, and getting resources. So, that's what today's episode is going to be all about. We're going to be doing some exploration and clearing. We'll start up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Ooh, that fluid water though. I think we should. Yeah, let's wait to dig into it, and let's actually go down into it. And this one I'm actually gonna have a priority of 9, so we'll get it done first. We'll dig straight down into it, just like that. Where's the pump? Do we have the stuff to make a pressure pump yet? Super metal, which is steel. We have steel. Don't we? Let's do 20 crafts of steel. We got 20 kilograms. Oh wait, that's how much you need. We have 10 tons of refined carbon, so that's not an issue. We don't have that much lime, which could be an issue. Let's set up the rock crusher here. Let's hook it back up to power here. Yeah, we can hook it up right there. Let's make that wire, yeah, priority 9. Okay, looks like they're about to craft it. There it is. Okay, take shells from lime. Okay, looks like they're working on it now. Now if we look back over here at the steel production. Oh yeah, they're crafting it up. Yeah, that's what they're working on. They're gathering up all the eggshells they can find and making lime. Okay, and do I not have enough super metal now? I does. Alright, cool. We can set up a pressure pump, which will make this a lot quicker. Alright, so set up the pump. And this is clean, polluted water, so we're going to run it all the way down the side here. And our clean water storage, and hook it up right there. Okay, we need to run some power up there. wire will be fine. We're going to go ahead and go with the heavy watt wire just because it'd be cheaper than conductive wire. I say cheaper, but it's really not. And it's only temporary anyway. So, now to actually get them doing it, we're going to need to dig up here. Well, let's dig right through here and right there. There we go. That'll give them something to work on. Looks like they've already started. Once they have that going, they'll start doing other stuff. Alright, and we're going to set up a dig command to clear out all of this. Right through there. Go ahead and clear out all of this. Through there. Okay, it gives them a bunch to work on. That's all set to priority 5, so they're not going to prioritize it. Okay. Okay, the ladders will be perfectly spaced around this thing. Insulated tiles around this guy. Pretty strong ones at that. Out of ceramic. Self-insulating door. Okie dokie. Wait. Have I been prioritizing all these letters? Yes, let's fix that. I don't want to prioritize any of this stuff. I want it to be something they do in their free time whenever they're not doing something else more important. Alright. Last episode, I focused heavily on doing the priority stuff. And honestly, it was more of a pain in the ass than it was worth. I will, however, hollow the inside of this out at a priority of 8 whenever we get to it. So that way they build the shell first, but then they'd hollow it out. In order to do that, we're probably going to have to set it up to where they'll dig underneath it, next to it, above it, and next to it. There we go. There, when they get to that, they'll completely hollow it out and clean it off. We have to be very careful about that. Like, so careful. I'm even going to move the priority of the inside to actually 7 instead, because I don't want to risk it. Okay. I was wondering why nothing was happening, and then I remembered, oh yeah, it might help if I, you know, actually tell them to do it. Okie dokie. Cancel that. And it will go that way if I don't have them dig that out too. Sweet. There. I gave them plenty to do for a while. That'll clear out a good section of above the base. Pretty soon we'll start excavating right and left too. Right now they're just working on setting up that heavy duty pump so we can pump out that water real quick. I do need to start setting up a space for salt water. I know in my off-camera world I've done that, but in this world I have not yet. Because I will be collecting loads of salt water, and eventually I'm going to want to process it up as well. Alright, they've almost got it built. Is he worried about the polluted water? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. I might get up here and build it. Not the big command. Thank you. Alright, now we just need some electricity. So let's bump up the priority of these wheels right here. So they'll actually come out of here and do it. Look at them go. All 8 of my dupes all working together to charge up the batteries. And it is in fact going up. I don't like the fact that we're having to do this, but I mean, it's better than nothing. Sweet. And the batteries, the system's charged. Where are they collecting all the phosphorus for? And why are my farms not being prioritized down here? What? Okay, I need to figure out who my farmer is and tell them they need to start prioritizing. Prioritize farming. And who's my cook? I'm gonna tell my cook to start prioritizing cooking. And who is that? I need to make sure they have the grilling skill. Gossman. Okay, they do. Give them grilling too. Need to make sure they have plenty of food growing. We do have loads of lumber though. We got 2,400 units, but I want to make sure this is a thriving farm. Alright. They will keep those batteries charged, which is good. And then go do their own thing. It won't take them long to charge the batteries each day. Okay, good. They're harvesting it. The rancher's doing their thing. Who is my rancher, by the way? Ranching? No, I want you to prioritize ranching. That way my critters are always being groomed and sheared. And those batteries are going down pretty dang quick every day. We've got to get a bit more sustainable power source. I want to get a more sustainable water source before the hydrogen setups. Take another acorn. Farming it anyway. I gotta figure out my polluted water setup. Ooh, we're getting that polluted water actually. Let's re-enable this building so that way we can get some more water. There's an emergency level here. There we go. Start pumping some of that polluted water down in here. The rest of it will go be sent over here as clean water. Cool. Well, that was quick. And it's already finished pumping it. So we can go ahead and deconstruct this whole build. Priority of 9. Go ahead and kill off these flipping floppers. Go ahead and egg crack. Fry eggs we've got going on. How many I got? Just one? Alright, then queue up one. There we go. Alright. Add all of that to my queue. Right there. Pretty good amount of water getting stored up over here, which is good. Okay, I've never done a brine refinery stuff, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. Desalinator. Remove salt from brine or salt water, producing water. Let me see what else it produces here, because I figure it will. Yeah, intake, output. It creates water, salt. Okay, overheat temperature. It produces heat, doesn't it? It actually doesn't say it produces heat. So we can just run water through this without an issue? Okay. I can't complain about that too much. Well, I guess we can just set this up and then pump water into it then. Let's go ahead and deconstruct the water pipes that are right here below it. Actually, let's go ahead and deconstruct up to there. There we go. And then we're going to set up a water filter right here for salt water. There we go. Killing off them fishies up there that I asked to do. Cool. They aren't building all this our priority or not, are they? No, cool. I don't want them to. Okie dokie. So we did, like I said, we did find a load of salt water up here. So I want to see about gathering it all up in place. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take this at a priority of 9. We're going to build up from, yeah, right here. Just build straight up, and we're going to go from there. Once they have that dug out, we will come back to that. And, you know what, I kind of changed my mind. I want this at a priority of 9. Okay, I've been having them dig away at all this sandy biome that has all the salt water in it. And we've just about got it, most of it collected up in one little pool. Obviously there'll be some stuff on the side that I'm not going to worry too much about. I'll eventually just collect it, but I want to collect up all this water and put it in this little tank I made, and then it's going to pump from that tank into the desalinator, so that way we can clean it out and then pump it back into the primary water system. So we have plenty. So we'll have plenty of water. And then I'll look into making that Rodriguez gas pump system for oxygen and hydrogen. Because hydrogen could be a good fuel source to run in the base. I don't think we're going to set up the oxygen system this episode, but we'll have to do it pretty soon, so we are running low on algae for sure. One thing I can do to combat that is look over here. That's clay. Look for algae. Algae over here. Not a whole lot of algae. Mostly clay and slime. I could start converting slime into clay. That could work. I mean, not slime into clay, slime into algae. But I'd rather find some natural pockets that I can just steal from for now. I want to try to keep hydrogen out of the base, even though it's the easiest gas to get out of the base. I'd rather not keep it in there. Take that coal, thank you. Get my generators going a little bit. I'm gonna hit max priority on that, so someday I'm bringing some coal. He says, wondering if they're actually going to do it. I gotta figure out body temperature problem over here. Over here it's getting kind of warm, and I gotta figure out why. Is anybody going to bring coal to this freaking generator? Oh, it's disabled by the automation grid anyway, so they're not going to run. Ah. Okay. I'm going to turn down the priority of these generators till we run out of coal again. I really don't mind that much running out of coal, but I don't want to use it all because I do want to produce a bunch of steel. And I know I'll find shitloads more coal, so it's not a hugely big deal, but at the same time I don't want to use all my coal for power. Alright guys, they finally got it all hooked up, and now it's pumping the water down into here. We'll see it coming through in just a second. Salt water will be dropped out right here, and if they pick up anything else, it'll send it to our primary water system, which may not be the best idea, but we're going to do it anyway. I guess I'm not going to hook up this pump to electricity, otherwise we ain't going to get nothing new out of this. I've got loads of processed iron. I even shut off the refinery because I'm like, we might be making a little too much iron. So we're going to hold off on making more. We got almost 30 tons of it. Using salt, emitting water, emitting salt, not using brine. Oh, okay, so that's what it means by salt and water, because brine and salt water are two different things in this pack, so... Take a look at the pipes. Yep, it is slowly converting all that salt water into... oh shit, I'm pumping it to the wrong place. I thought that was the right pump. Okay, okay, for now, we need to disable this. I don't need to be putting pure, clean water into my storage in here. It's fine if it goes through the sieve because it'll just push it out the other end anyway. Yeah, see? It'll just put it straight into our normal water storage. Okay, I don't want that to be a thing at all, so I need them to deconstruct that pipe. In fact, let's do it at a high priority. Thank you. I don't want them putting any water in that loop. Not right now, anyway. There we go. This will be fine for now. I'll look into it later. But we're generating more water. Cool. We're turning this into that. They've already pumped out what little bit of water they could get to right away. We'll see if we can dig up a little bit more here. Shit happens. Okay, managed to get all that down here. Get all that pumped down here. Sweet. And it'll take them a while to process all that salt water, but we'll get it all nice and contained now. I'll let that slowly drain down for a little while. But sweet. We managed to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We managed to collect a bunch of salt water, and we managed to clear out a big section of the base. I call that a win-win. We'll have to redo all these ladders, though. In fact, we're going to go ahead and deconstruct the majority of these ladders right here. No! Of course, the deconstruct was set to freaking pipes instead of literally anything else. I'm going to deconstruct all those. Not sure why that one was separate, probably because it was made of a different material. Cool. And that is slowly collecting up the remainder of that salt water. Alright, looks like the coal generators are going. They got a little bit of coal in each one of them, so it's producing power for the base. Which is muy bueno. Okay. This system's still working great, which I appreciate, aside from the fact that we've now reached overpressure out here from all the gas emissions from the polluted water we found. I really need to get in here and start collecting that water soon. Looks like they're just doing normal dig builds now. Sweet, fine by me. They're starting to expand the base. Alright guys, I wanted to take a quick second to acknowledge something really important. We got our first glossy Draco egg. That is freaking phenomenal. And in fact, the best place to put it would be right here. We're going to go ahead and have the glossy Dracos put in here. I can't yet because it hasn't hatched. But we are going to go ahead and slap down a storage in here just to move it in here. Make this a high pressure. That's not where you go. Here, and you go away. Somebody will come and make that, and we can put that glossy Draco egg in here. Put her eggs right there. Glossy Draco. Somebody come do it. Jeez. they'll still incubate. Oh, we have 2 glossy Drecklet eggs. That is good. And I really don't need that storage anymore. So we got 2 glossy Drecklet eggs, which will start our glossy Drecklet farm. I am going to turn off Dreckos and Drecklets for this one and this one, and we're going to go ahead and wrangle up this guy down here. That way they'll move them down here. That way we can keep all of our normal Dreckos down here for now until we get enough glossy Dreckos to fill up the space up here. We really have no need for the Dreckos, but they are still producing glossy Drecklet eggs. I am going to go ahead and have them use the egg cracker on normal Drecklet eggs. I have no use for regular Dreckos. I ain't going to do it to pinch rows yet, because I might use those at some point. As I was looking through the database of animals in this game, in fact, I'll go ahead and pull it up for you. I'll just click on an animal and that'll let me bring it up. So, in here, it lists all the animals that you can find in the game. And I went reading through all of them because I wanted to familiarize myself. I didn't know a whole lot about a lot of these. And honestly, the only ones that seem semi-useful are the Pokeshells, the Hatches, and the Dreckos. The Puffs, you can convert stuff into slime so you can make algae, so you can turn polluted oxygen. Like if I were to create a room like this and fill it up with puffs, they could turn polluted oxygen into slime, and we can use that slime to create algae, which we can create nice clean oxygen with later. So that makes them semi-useful. There are other versions of puffs. One is where it takes chlorine and turns it into bleach stone, which is kind of useful, but you have to collect it up and store it in a system where it won't produce gas, kind of like down here. Pokeshells, they eat rotten stuff like polluted dirt and rot piles, which I think are kind of useful. Basically, all the stuff that produces polluted oxygen, aside from slime, and they turn it into sand, which is a filtration medium, which we use to turn polluted water into water. And so I think, and it's also good for turning polluted oxygen into that. So if we were to create a good system using puffs to make slime, a slime deoxidizer or whatever the fuck it is, that turn it back into algae, we could produce algae, and with this we could produce sand. So algae and sand from these 2 creatures. These also produce molts when they grow up and stuff like that, which can be used to turn into lime to make steel and other super metals, which is very useful. Hatches obviously produce coal, especially their stone hatch form, which we can produce infinite food for. Dreckos produce the plastic in their glossy Drecko form. So, yeah. I thought there were going to be a lot more useful animals. The Slicksters are pretty useful too, but that's going to be a lot more advanced of a setup. Slicksters and the molten Slicksters, long-haired Slicksters, I just don't see the point of, because all they do is consume oxygen. They literally don't do anything else. As far as I can tell, that is all they are good for. Like, maybe a pet, but that's probably it. Like, there's nothing about them that, like, they don't produce anything. They turn oxygen into nothing. Molten Slicksters and regular Slicksters take carbon dioxide, so if you put them in a nice carbon dioxide environment, they will produce petroleum or crude oil. Both very useful fluids that we can use for power and plastic. So that's a pretty good setup, but they're a little more advanced. I'd have to have a good production of carbon dioxide. Basically, I'd have to figure out how to filter all the carbon dioxide to go to one area. Right now, it's going down here and I guess freezing or something, because I don't see it forming down here. Not entirely sure where all the carbon dioxide went. I like carbon dioxide to freeze at ridiculous temperatures, so I'm not sure on all that. Our oxygen production setup in here did finally cap out and fill this up. Right now it's just filling up the pipes, which it's almost done. And once that's done, this pump will shut off. And that way we'll have loads of oxygen to keep the duplicates going. And we can stop using up so much freaking algae. Problem is we are almost out of algae. We're down to our last 2 tons of algae. Getting algae would be really useful right now. Ah, I just passed algae. Come on, circle back to algae. Circle back to algae. Algae, 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 algae. Ah, there it is. Got it. That'll help. Eventually, they are mining stuff out, so they will find more algae as they go along. But until that point, you know, it's gonna be we might run out of algae. And it looks like they did finally pump up all that salt water, which is really good. Okay, sorry, I just got a text message. Alright, I think this is a good wrapping up point for this episode. Give me a sec. Alright, I was getting ready to wrap it up, but it looks like they're about to actually excavate this volcano. I think this is one of the copper volcanoes. I told them to build the wall around it first and then dig it out, but I prioritized the whole build so they would focus on it. So much so that I want them to actually prioritize cleaning up around it as well. Alright, they've almost got it dug out, but yes, this is a copper volcano. It is idle right now, and there's going to be a vacuum in there since they built the wall around it first, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Looks like it... Holy shit. 4,000 degrees. What is the breaking point on insulated tiles and... I don't know. I really hope these doors are indestructible. 4,000 degrees. That is ridiculous. Like, they won't survive in that. They've got to hurry up and clear that out. Okay, get away from it. Get away from it. Do not go in there at all. You are not allowed in there. It is about to erupt. I really hope I didn't make a mistake by uncovering that. 4,000 degrees. That is hot metal. It is a vacuum and is landing on Nobium, so it looks like we might be okay. And that metal is actually cooling down rapidly. I'm actually really impressed by that. I think it's because Nobium doesn't produce heat or something. Huh. It's obviously heating up the minerals around it, but because there's a vacuum in there, it can't transfer the heat to the tiles. Okay, we might be alright here. Yeah, it's heating up the granite, but the metal itself is staying metal. I thought copper melts at like 1,000 degrees. Why is it still liquid? Okay, yeah, it looks like the only thing it's able to transfer heat to is the granite. Okay. We might be okay. Yeah, it heated up the granite. So it looks like liquids interact with solids pretty well temperature-wise. Once it reaches a balancing point between the stones and the liquid, I don't think it's going to cool down anymore. Okay. Alright. It's idle right now, but I do not want to set a duplicate in there. That'll, like, liquefy them. Alright. Hopefully that is fine the way it is. I don't know what the maximum heat the insulated tile can handle. I really hope it's a lot. Properties. Oh, Jesus. The selected object will melt into liquid at 3,000 degrees. That's no bueno. What about the properties of this? 1,000 degrees. We may have made a mistake. We have to make... Shit. I hope we didn't make a mistake by looking that up. It's about to erupt some more copper. It didn't make that much. It made less than half the time. Down really quick, thankfully, but yeah, it appears. Okay, now we got almost 2 tons there, and it is cooling down again. Well, except for the granite behind it. I am really worried about that, to be honest. I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but let's go ahead and wrap up the video here, guys. We are definitely making headway on expanding out. We're starting to excavate more and more and more. Pretty soon I want to look into digging out towards the outer edge of the asteroid. But yeah, I'm gonna avoid doing off-camera work unless it's cleanup or figuring out some stuff. But yeah, that's awesome. We definitely need to get that cooling loop going before too long, because this is going to get ridiculous real fast. I think what we'll end up doing is putting steel metal tiles inside of the volcano, and then run a cooling loop through them to keep those like icy cold. That way it can transfer heat to the liquid copper to cool it down. We'll probably have to put some form of atmosphere in here at some point, like carbon dioxide or something. Yeah, it is staying stagnant at 1,000 degrees. Our duplicates, I think, overheat at 1,300 degrees in these suits. So yeah, they would not last long. Saltwater freeze? It appears that it is. Yeah, brine. Huh. Okay, well guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you think I'm going to be screwing myself over pretty soon with this copper volcano, let me know. Start spreading here soon. I really hope this goes dormant for too long so I can figure out something before something goes bad. Because it looks like at that temperature we should be able to survive a few cycles even if it was touching the insulated tiles. Oh. Igneous rock. Formed up in there, became a hard rock. I'm not going to complain about that. Honestly, if it could do that a few more times, that'd be awesome. I'd rather close that back off for a little while. Jesus. Alright, but guys, if you enjoyed it, like I said, give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell down below to let you know when I upload videos to YouTube. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below if you think I've screwed myself over, or if you just want to say hi. I'm okay with that, too. I think we're doing pretty good, guys. We're going to start expanding out, cleaning out more stuff, setting up some new systems. Hopefully, next episode, we should start seeing some glossy Dracos. This should be about hatched. 69% on the hatching. The other one's at 72%, so we're doing pretty good. Ooh, we got another glossy Draco egg, which is awesome. Because we're not going to be making any more Dracos at all. Like, we're done with the Dracos entirely. We're going to be focusing entirely on glossy Dracos. Which means all 3 of these farms eventually will be completely filled with glossy Dracos. The only reason I still have the Dracos that I have is because I can see about producing more Draco eggs. Right now I'm just full of glossy Draco eggs. The normal Draco eggs are automatically being turned into eggs and then turned into omelets for food for my duplicates. It's about the only reason I'd hang on to them at this point. But we do have another glossy Draco egg. Looks like it was fairly recent too. But like I said, guys, that's gonna have to do it for me. So I'll see all of your beautiful faces in the next video. Bye, guys.